the wild card is Russell, who's played a little bit on the offensive line, but has played a lot in different spots, as a tight end and in short yards and goal line situations. So we got a handful of guys that got a good bit of experience. So we're hoping that experience really takes over and helps lead them in the right direction.
Is there anything to Ohio, the state of Ohio, and offensive linemen?
Well, other than the fact that we recruit a high really hard, I think that's the biggest thing. And the thing that you see out of those guys, they've played in tough weather, that they played against great opponents and good competition. So that adds a lot to who we go out and recruit.
When you go out, how important is the relationship with the high school coaches and everything like that? How important is it just getting to know?
I think the biggest thing with that is them being upfront with you and honest with you about guys. There's always going to be coaches that sell their guys too hard, and when you get there, they're not what you expected. When you get a guy you can trust, you can believe in what he says, and then when they talk highly of a guy, you go in and see it, and they're exactly what they said. That's the biggest thing in developing a relationship with the coach. I think that's always important. But at the same time, that does, a relationship with the coach does nothing with a recruit. You have to build that relationship with each recruit.
I know Dana had mentioned you took over for Shannon in terms of recruiting Rob Dowdy. How does that process work? What is the transition like?
Well, the thing is, he had been here for a visit, on an unofficial visit, so he and I had met before. I recruited, when I was at Stanford, I recruited the Midwest, so I had been in there, knew a little bit about the school, knew a little bit about him, so it's kind of natural for me to just go ahead and take it over since he was playing my position. So it was an easy transition from that standpoint.
What do you see out of him? Can he play guard? Can he play tackle? Both?
He can play both, and I've been saying that's a recurring theme with this group. A lot of them can play multiple positions. The thing that we like about them all is they all bend really well. They've all got really good feet, and they're all powerful. When they hit you, you feel it. They don't lean on people. They hit and explode through people.
I know Dana mentioned Colton as kind of a project tackle. How long does that typically take with a guy that's kind of taller but maybe doesn't have everything there yet?
Well, I think you talk to them all the time about, hey, here's a plan, come in, hit the weight room, develop your strength so you can play with confidence, develop your confidence and your abilities, and that takes a couple years. You can't put a time on it because everyone develops differently. There's some people that aren't ready to play until their fifth year, and they go out and dominate in that year. And then there's other guys that, after 2 years, they're ready to go. So everyone's different. We don't necessarily put a time frame on it, but and all those young guys are going to be that way. They got to spend a lot of time in the weight room before they're ready to play a Big 12 football season.
I know Bosch isn't eligible at least probably for another year, but what does it do just having a guy that has played Division I football too?
Yeah, anytime you've got guys with experience, it's going to be a big bonus. And he's played, in some really good games, some really big games. So it's not going to be a shock to him whenever it is, when he's able to get out there and line up for us. It won't be a shock to him. He's used to it.
Is there an added bonus that he has a year just to learn the system too?
It definitely is. It's with any new guy coming in, that's what we stress: learn the system, learn the techniques, learn the terminology. Because physically, everything's going to be fine. You're good enough to play here. You got to learn it.